Hello, and welcome to the Sunday meditation at the Light Institute of Carlisdale and the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. In the first part, we ask our own higher self, it's the essence of our soul, to take a form for us. It can take any form. We have it take form, we draw it into our body, and we sit in meditation as our divine true selves. I will make a sort of om sound through which you can push the button on your apparatus so that you can meditate for as long as you'd like. In the second part of the meditation, we reach up into the cosmos and pull down a beautiful beam of pure white light down to the top of your head, down into your solar plexus, is the center of the emotional body. And as we exhale, we laser it out across our planet, sending that light out back up into the cosmos. And in this part of the meditation, you'll simply just do that. Because when you exhale, you slow your brain into meditation, so it can take you into a deep sense of meditation and expansion. You're breathing in the white light from the cosmos. You're exhaling it out across the planet and back into the sky. And you do nothing else. And it'll take you where you need to go. Om. In the third part of the meditation, each week, we pick a situation on the planet and we send our collective energy to that. This week, because we have the Paris Olympics, and these are an opportunity for people around the world to not only cheer for their country, but to observe and somehow be a part of the fact that all of these incredible athletes, stars and visible beings of each country are coming together. They're sharing life, they're sharing hopes and dreams and disappointments, and they're doing it on an octave that all of humanity must learn. And so let's send light that through the Olympic arena, all of these athletes will take home to their countries a love of all humans, so that that can begin to seed into all of humanity. And that's the third part. We'll begin with a couple of breaths so that we clear our consciousness, expand. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose and hold at the top. And now exhale slowly, almost as if you were whistling through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose. Hold. And exhale through your mouth. Feel your brain slowing down. Ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice. Ask it to take a form for you. It could be a horizon, a light, a being, a star, a tree, an animal, an equation. Whatever form comes, allow it to take that form, because that form will support you at this moment. Do it now. And now, ask your body where it holds your divine essence at this moment. You might feel a place in your body, or see it, or hear it. Where are you holding that divine energy in you now? And when you perceive a place, begin to breathe in and out through that place, opening that point of divine source. And now draw your higher self in exactly through that point into your body, and command the trillions of cells of your body, each one to be holding the image and the energy of your higher self. Om. you can reach up into the cosmos and pull down a perfect beam of pure white light. Feel it enter the top of your head, come down into your stomach, your solar plexus. Feel that light quickening and opening your solar plexus, and from there, as you exhale, laser that white light across the planet, illuminating light on our planet back up into the sky. So just continue to breathe in, draw the white light down into your solar plexus. Exhale, laser the white light across the planet and back into the cosmos. Simply that. Oh. Extend your consciousness to Paris and even Tahiti, where they're having the surfing competitions. And imagine that you're gathering all those, the athletes themselves specifically in the center, and then all of the support systems, all of the people coming to see it, everyone in this 2024 Olympic Games. And extend your consciousness there, seeking to find the camaraderie, the caring, the helping, the applauding and the respect of all nations to each other. And ask all of them what color, what frequency of light do they need from you in taking in that light, that it will build that kind of energy of the one human family, that each athlete and each being that is there will take home to their own countries and feel the expansion and the honoring of other countries, recognizing them as soul family. Do it now. What is the color? Reach up into the cosmos and pull exactly that color down through the top of your head, into your stomach, your solar plexus, and laser that color out to all of the Olympians, to all of the games, to all of the beings who are there, so that the light that they ask will amplify their capacity to communicate, to connect, to recognize and honor and admire each other. Feel the light coming in and extending out. Oh. Take a deep breath into your eyes and open your eyes. There is a second part to this meditation. It's called Knowings. And each week from around the world, people send in questions and focus points that they would like for us to illuminate, so that there's a sort of uplifting energy, expansion of consciousness for all of us who are participating. And so Allison will tell us the questions that have come today. Allison?
The first question is from South Carolina in the U.S.A.
Hello.
Chris, I'm the matriarch of a very affluent family that goes back many generations. I'm privileged, and I have everything except peace of mind about our global society. My question to you is, how will we ever rid ourselves of the class system consciousness, i.e., the limited consciousness of you're that, I'm this, so I'm better than you, and I'll be nice as long as you remember your place in the order of things. And if you don't, there will be trouble. And on the opposite side, Chris, it's you're rich and I don't like you. The separation consciousness is so insidious and pervasive in all levels of society that I can't see a way out, ever. And I would love a world where all humans are equal in everyone's eyes, regardless of anything. Please offer your guidance and knowings with profound gratitude from the Deep South.
Oh, hello, Deep South. Well, first of all, we just had a sort of focus on that, didn't we? The Olympian Games that were started so long ago with exactly that goal in mind, that that we could see each other and honor each other and use that as a way to compete rather than for food or war or those other things that cause us to separate out. And so let's talk first about how that has come to being, where it comes from. It's primordial. That means that from the very first dawn of humanity, there has been tribe against tribe for survival purposes. And even in today's world, when we're not perhaps, though some people are, starving, we are still on that survival concept that I have to have it. And if I have it, then never mind. If you have it, I might have to take it from you. And so that kind of energy has been passed down generation and generation. We call that here at the Light Institute psychogenetics. It means that you may have inherited that thought form that people are going to think that about you anyway. Oh, you're rich, we don't like you. Or that you have seen your own family or your own generation or even the young generation treating others as if they were less. Now that has a word as well. It's called self-righteousness. And what it means is, I'm afraid of you, so I will loom bigger and I will be higher than you, better than you. I will push you down. We're seeing this in politics right now. I will push you down and therefore I'll look better. So that ultimately, again, will never work because it's divisive. And so there's an element there, though, that my heart self right now is saying I must mention. And that is that I am very adamant about training, teaching our youth, our children. You know, children, when they first go to preschool, will play with anybody. They never think my toy is more valuable than your toy, my skin color is more useful than yours, or any of that kind of, or my language is different than yours. They never bother with any of that. They have to be taught that. And so when we look at the origins of this kind of racism, of separation, of all this kind of negative energy, it's coming from those things. So what I'd like to do right now is, at the Light Institute, this is a little bit advanced work, but we're going to do it. And that is that we're going to kind of just look at a place in our body, not a place in the body, but a place in our genetics. Imagine that you could see or imagine your DNA and find that place where you have inherited from your father's father, your mother's mother, that kind of attitude that is a cover-up for fear and anger and separation and all of that negative energy that brings about that illusion that if we give you a title, we say you're this and I'm that somehow it will make us safe or better than. Because it never has, it never will. So we're going to imagine a place on our genetic material, on our DNA. You might see it like we always imagine the DNA, or you may see it as just a spot. However, but you're going to find it. And you're going to say to yourself, with the power of your essence, I'm going to dissolve that through light, and that is going to be white light that your own higher self will give to you, because it's so radiant that you can't see it, but it will instantaneously, at the speed of light, dissolve away that hook, that psychogenetic inheritance that finds itself again and again in that position. There's one more thing my higher self is saying to me, and that is to say to you that, you know, a great portion of the humans on the planet at this time feel or know that we come into body more than once. So in my 60-odd years of doing incarnational work, I would say truly, from the depth of my wisdom, that each of us have been, in fact, all races. So if you hate this race or you're afraid of those guys, that culture over there, you have a story about it. And if you could perceive it, which is why I still do this work at the Light Institute, to look at the incarnations. If somebody says, I don't like this this group because of their religion, for example. So we go into a lifetime that's the source of that. And perhaps, and what always happens, is that we find that that person has lived in that way. And that releases the judgment and the fear. It changes the lives. So let's do that now so that we can begin to work at this at the deepest level. And then I would say to you, since you're the matriarch, that in every way in your life show that you respect everyone. And think of it as seeding. The way I would do that would be, what color do you need to let go of your racism or your judgments of others to anyone, in my mind? And then even if I'm talking to them or if I'm 1,000 miles away, in my mind, I would wait till they showed me or told me the color, and then I would pull it from the cosmos as we did before and laser it to them, and then I would walk away. And that's the way we change the future. Through ourselves, through our children, through illumination, and through choice. Close your eyes. Ask your higher self to show you. Point in your DNA. It's not a place in your body. It's actually in the DNA structure. You can see it anyway. You might just see it as one thing right now. Ask your higher self to show you the point on your psychogenetic inheritance that holds that judgment of other races, of other cultures, that needs to be released right now. That judgment that says, I have more money, therefore I am, or I have no money, therefore you are. All of those things. Where is the place where you inherited that? Because for sure your own mother and mother's mother carried it. So see what it looks like. It might look like a dark pit. It might look like a scar. It might look like a shadow. Might look like a black hole. However you perceive it, look at that point that is carrying in your genetic encoding that inhumane illusion that separates us. And when you find that, just kind of look at it. Does it pulse? Does it smell? We can smell much better than any of our other senses, according to science. But just as if you were sticking your toe in it, sense that point and see how it looks. Again, a shadow, a tear, a black hole, some pulsing thing, however it looks to you. And now ask your higher self to show you the brightest, most radiant white light. Reach in, as we did before. Reach and pull that light down and feel it moving through you. And as it moves through you, that light is really accessing the clearing, the quickening. And now just laser that right into that point on your DNA. Remember that every cell of the trillions of cells of your body actually hold that point. So laser the white light in, and with that sense, this light dissolves instantly all the inherited judgment, the negativity, the them and us, the racism, the fear of each other. This powerful white light dissolves it all. And do it now. Good. Good. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. And know that as you do that, and as you begin to see this conversation from a bigger hologram, that you will have many ways that will come to you to help those that have literally come from you, to not carry that psychogenetic, negative, inhumane, and incorrect illusion. Thank you so much, Carolina, for bringing that up. Allison.
The second question is from Guayaquil, Ecuador.
Guayaquil, Ecuador.
Guayaquil.
Hola.
Thank you for your recent message about the yin energy being inherent in everyone. As a man, it made me feel good somehow. But can you explain how I carry this energy the same as a woman? I appreciate you answering this in knowings. This is all new to me.
So often people think, oh, I don't understand any of this spiritual conversation. But it isn't true, because all of us have lived here. We couldn't get here. All of us have lived lives of higher and broader and more holographic spiritual consciousness. But let's talk about this yin and yang. The two words really come from the East. Yin means feminine, or what can be woman, but it could be just the essence, the feminine essence. And yang means masculine, could be male, but could be, again, more of a quality of essence. So what I'm saying is, first of all, you are half your mother and half your father. So you carry through your genetics from your mother the capacity to access feminine energy, and whatever you might think of it. I would think of it as inclusive, as very loving, as the capacity to mold something, to help it to grow, always growing it, always protecting it, and loving it. And so you may have words for yourself that indicate that yin energy, but you are half your mother, so you have inherited that yin energy. And that belongs to you. And what I'm seeing is that you're not alone, that all around the planet, men are hungry to express that, to express lovingness, not having to always, be strong, never cry, bring home the money. It's not that world right now, not anywhere, not even in Guayaquil. Entonces, it's very important for you to realize that you have both of these, and you can wield their energies. There may be times when it's important for you to really feel that you're being inclusive, that you're being that more gentle energy pulling from inside to the outside, rather than the yang, which is very important to us as well. That takes the possibilities that come from the yin, they take that possibility, and the yang will structure it and create form. And we need that. We need new forms on all levels of our being, and certainly to begin with, how we blend our yin and yang energy. So you got it from your mother and father, but importantly, as I was saying a minute ago about reincarnational work, can you imagine that you have inherited that energy of the yin from deeper octaves? For example, you may have been a woman in many lifetimes. And so you not only passed down through your mother's lineage, for example, or even your father's mother's lineage, we could have that too, but from yourself, that you have been a woman in other lifetimes. And there is a reason that you've chosen to be a male in this lifetime. And so often, when we have men that are very feminine, if they could simply look at this, they would find so much more power and much more peace and so much joy. If men and women could see that we have both sides and that we can choose, it's our right to choose how we wield our bodies, how we use those energies. So my love to you.
The last question is from Casablanca, Morocco.
Morocco.
Chris, will you talk in knowings about how the body houses the soul, and maybe give an exercise in consciousness to help everyone make the connection between body and soul?
Wow, that's a very powerful one. I could talk a long time about that, but I'll try the short of it here. And just to begin that conversation, I'm illuminating through that the awareness that we're not just these bodies or spirit energies that have backgrounds, have history of emotions and experiences that have shaped our sense of self, but that we're so much more than this human sense of self that we have. We're just wearing this body, and we've torn this body off and come again in different bodies as well, from my perspective. But the soul, we can't imagine this, but think of there could be one soul. such in all the universes an energy that that is cohesive amongst in itself. And so at some point our soul, an element of us that's part of that, will break off. It will break off in order to come into form for this evolution, for the evolution of the soul. Which means that all of the things that you learn and help you to evolve in this lifetime are passed back to the unmanifest, because the one soul, however we want to call that, continually evolves. There is no God, there is no energy of source that is not completely evolving in the same way that we are. So whatever happens to you, whatever becomes your illumination in this lifetime, will begin to be fed back into something that keeps evolving, a divine source that keeps evolving as well. And so I have had the good fortune of being at many, many births and many, many deaths. And one of the things that in my own intuitive energy I have noticed, that the soul doesn't come in until the baby has taken the first breath. When the baby goes and begins to cry, there is a burst of light. If we could see it psychically, that's what it would look like. It would be a burst of light that enters in and causes that cry and causes that jolt that you come from an enclosed environment into an open environment. And it starts another octave of information that comes with life itself. And so at death, interestingly enough, the same thing happens, which was very surprising to me, which is at the moment that there is that the eyes go still, the breath stops, there's an explosion of light, not an enfolding. The body unfolds, but there's a freedom that happens. There's an explosion of light. It's an atomic, amazing thing that happens as the soul leaves the body. So what I'm saying to you is, you can be sure that there is no human, no sick human, no negative human. And this, by the way, I learned by working in the men's penitentiary in Bolivia, in Latin America. I saw men who were killers and rapists and all kinds of things. And I learned as I touched with them, as I worked with them, that their soul was untouched. The soul cannot be the soul cannot be tarnished. I can't even say the word, it's such an illusion to me. The spirit can be harmed and hurt as the body can be hurt, but you can't tarnish something that is universal, that is unfathomable to us. You can't. And I learned that from them, that there could be all of these ways that they were somehow, because of karma, learning by enacting these things, but it didn't touch the soul. And when they died, and I have seen a number of people who lived pretty horrific lives at the moment of their death, there's still that spark, there's still that of going home. And I hope that will help the people who are afraid of death to know that you're going home into something that's so much bigger, and that when you come in light. Light forms everything. And so we'll do a little exercise in consciousness, a little quick one, to help you to connect with that you are walking around with your soul, and that doesn't mean you have to behave yourself or this isn't spiritual, but that is. It simply means that if you had an awareness of it, you wouldn't need to scold yourself or have a law that says this is how it's supposed to be. You would carry the essence of divine soul energy. And that's what I love. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply into your nose and exhale through your mouth. And ask your higher self to touch the place that you're really holding the highest soul energy at this moment. Every cell has a spark of that soul. But where is there a place where that soul really is residing in you? There's no place it's supposed to be. But where is it in you at this moment? You might hear the place, or see the place, or feel the place. Where is it? And wherever that is, Bring your conscious awareness to that place and feel as if you can open it and you can enter it, and feel that it sits within your body, not outside you, but within you. And just feel as if you are reaching in, that you're touching your soul at this moment. And now just take a deep breath and imagine that that soul energy is being activated in every cell, the trillions of cells of your physical body, your emotional body, your mind body, your spiritual body, and the other subtle bodies you have. Breathe deeply and feel the soul energy in you, radiating. And as you open your eyes, imagine that you're opening your eyes as if your very soul is using your eyes to look upon this dimension as your soul knows infinite dimensions. So breathe deeply, open your eyes, and feel as if your soul is looking through your eyes as a part of your body, as a part of your story and the evolution of your soul with you in this incarnation. Great love.